Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary Grote. I'm the Executive Director for the Greater East Aurora Chamber of Commerce, and we're here for the fourth presentation in a series of Real-World Careers Meet the Professionals. And today we're here with Emma Giammaresi and Tracey Fest from University Pediatric Dental. Our purpose in doing this program, and this is the second year we're doing it, is to connect students and teachers directly with individuals in various careers and industries to provide a background and pathway to a possible career in that field. So this is a great way to do this. We did it started last year, like I said, because of COVID, but we've gotten a good response from the schools about this. So we're very happy to continue. And Emma and Tracey, thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. If the students could stay muted during this, and if you have any questions or anything, if you can use the chat room, and I'll share your questions with our guests. And so what I'll do is I'll turn it over to Emma first. Emma's the marketing director for UPD, and she can talk a little bit about herself and a little bit about marketing and UPD, and then we'll turn it over to Tracey. Okay, Emma,
Sure.
Go ahead.
So I'm Emma Giammaresi. I have been with UPD for almost 7 years now. I know it's hard for me to believe. But I have been doing marketing, and my background, originally it was in psychology. And then I worked for Target for a little bit. And then I work for Children's Hospital, and at Children's Hospital, I met Dr. Creighton, who is the owner of our practice, and he invited me to join UPD. And I thought I'd try it out, and it has been quite the experience. And while I was there, I actually got my master's in business administration. And I started concentrating on marketing and outreach along with Tracey and our coworker Debbie and Dr. Dion. We have a team of 4 that goes out into the community with students and with our hygienists, and kind of just teach the importance of oral health care. And I love my job. It's a lot of fun, and it's very fulfilling because, you're helping people. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
UPD, you have more than one location. You have several throughout the Buffalo area, right?
Correct. We have 8 locations. So South Buffalo, Williamsville, Amherst, downtown Buffalo, and we actually have a new facility down on Main Street too. So
great.
Well, yeah.
Thank you. Tracey, how about, can you talk a little bit about your background?
Sure. So I talk way too much, so you're going to just have to mute me then. So I'm a pediatric dental hygienist. My name is Tracey Fest. I'm excited to be included in this, so thank you very much, Gary. I've been a pediatric dental hygienist for 31 years. I graduated from ECC North Campus. It's a 2-year associate degree. I've specialized in pediatrics since the day I graduated. I've worked for University Pediatric Dentistry for, it'll be 18 years this coming summer. And I plan to be here a lot longer. I'll work until I'm 100. I'm a mom. I have 2 boys. I live out in the Boston Hills. My kids are going to be 23 and 21. As a dental hygienist, I do all of our outreach for the company. I use my dental hygiene license in a different way. Instead of being chairside clinical, I'm using it in the field. I did dental hygiene for Dr. Creighton for maybe the first 4 years of my career with him. And then he pulled me and put me into the field of outreach. I'm a part of Mayor Brown's outreach team in the city of Buffalo. We've been a partner for 12 years with him. But we do health fairs, career fairs. I do education in nursing homes, daycares, Head Starts, dental screening programs in the city of Buffalo schools. We have a gateway program where we bus kids in for treatment. Right now with the pandemic, that program's been on hold, but if somebody calls, we come. My district covers anything from Jamestown schools, Olean schools, all the way up through Lockport, Niagara Falls area, Newfane. I'm going there next week. In addition to being a pediatric hygienist, I'm a volunteer firefighter for my local town of Boston. Last night was my very big night. It was a 3-hour exam in skills, so I entered it much later in life. I do that on the side, and I absolutely love that. It's all part of the fabric that Dr. Creighton and Dr. Dion have put into us, is giving back to your local community. So even at my old age, I started last summer as a firefighter. It's incredible what you can learn, and just learning more about being a volunteer in your community, because, you know, we don't have paid career firefighters in all of our local towns. So just giving back and being able to help your local neighbor. You know, I live out in the country, so I know a lot of people on my hill, and it's just nice giving back and helping those in need. So
What do you do in your spare time? Well, that's
Tracey
great.
is
That's
always so busy.
That's great what you do. But you can see from what both of you have described that UPD doesn't seem to be your typical dental practice. I mean, there's so much more. I don't know, Emma, maybe you want to talk about that, and then Tracey will come back to you about the careers.
Sure. Yeah. So we, in addition to seeing patients every day and having 8 offices open from 9 to 5 for regular dental hygiene, oral surgery, orthodontia, everything that you could think of. We also are out in our community doing outreach and working with UB dental students, and working with just high schoolers, and kind of teaching them about the dental field, and teaching them the importance of going out into the community. You might know to brush your teeth every day, but a lot of kids don't know that that's very important. And if you get something wrong with your tooth, it could really affect not only your health, but your schooling as well. That's something, you don't really think about every day. So being able to go out into the community, like Tracey said, busing kids into our offices, and just, inviting kids. We have a free day of dental care every year that we invite people into our offices to do free hygiene for them. We do all sorts of things. We do events like Touch a Truck and Taste of East Aurora with you guys, and we're there giving out toothbrushes and information. So it's very busy. We have a very busy life and job. So
that's great. That's great. Tracey, can we start with careers then in the dental field, and talk about maybe, I'm not sure where the place to start. You probably have some idea of where to start here with explaining the different opportunities that students might be able to take advantage of.
Sure. So there's a lot of opportunities. I'll tell you, one of the most attractive things when I sought my career out at UPD. I was a dental hygienist, and on my way to work, about 19 years ago, I was hit by a tractor trailer. I ended up having neck surgery. I thought my career was over. And after a couple of years, between a few surgeries I had to have, when I got the clearance to come back to work, I actually sought out Dr. Creighton. His reputation was, I am part of the community. I give back. I take all the insurances that no one else takes, all the state insurances. I service our refugees. I service the Amish. We service everyone. And I wanted to be a part of that. So when I actually sought out working for Dr. Creighton, and I was hired over the phone. And I'll tell you, his comment in the very beginning of my interview was, I treat everybody the same. If you are a cleaning person and you're scrubbing our toilets, or you're one of my attendings and you're a dentist, I treat everybody the same. We're on a first name basis. No one is better than anybody. And that always stuck with me, because I thought, isn't that the truth? Just because you have more education doesn't mean you should be treating somebody with the utmost respect, and then our janitor people with no respect. because he would say our offices would be filthy if we didn't have all these hardworking people. So there's so many jobs in the dental career. You know, obviously you have your clerical team, the people greeting your patients, that's your first line of defense. If you have somebody at the front desk that's miserable, your body language says it all. So you want to have the right built team. Who is greeting your patient? Who is checking them in? Who's talking on the phone and answering questions to that frantic mom of the child that just got hurt? Are they welcoming? Are they reassuring? So there's so many different positions that is a necessity to make a good dental team. So you've got your first dent staff, your clerical team, you've got accounting, because you do need that part, right? Our billing department is super important. We have a huge value. How do they bill insurances? How do we collect our fees? How do we assist people that don't have insurance? So you have all those people, and then you have your clinical team, your dental assistant, your dental hygienist, your dentists. And as Emma said, we are affiliated with the UB Dental School. We are the teachers of the future locally here in Buffalo. How lucky are we in Buffalo to have a dental school? So the dental school sends over dental students. How are we influencing them? Are we being a good teacher? Is it just all about dentistry and making money, or is it giving back to our community? So there's so many different pieces to the wheel, so many pieces to the puzzle. So we're always looking to influence all different people, because if we have a student that comes to us in high school and says, I don't know if college is for me, I think I just want to be an assistant. Well, wait a minute, hold your head up high. Being a dental assistant, the dentist can't operate without an assistant. Who is setting up for them? Who is breaking the chair down and disinfecting it? Who's walking in their patient? Who's handing them all the tools and taking the x-rays? That's a big, important job. Dental assisting is about a 1-year certification program. You can get it through BOCES. You can get it, there's many places to get your dental assisting certificate. You know, then if you want a little bit of an education, I have an associate degree. Locally, we have a hygiene school. How blessed are we? At ECC North, there's a hygiene school. It's a 2-year degree. Strong emphasis in the science area and math area. So biologies are a big thing, but it's a great school. It's very affordable. And
just 1 second, just to step back a little bit. With when you're looking to hire, and I think you've kind of answered some of this already, but I think it's important, with the type of practice that UPD is and the culture within the business, can you describe the type of person, I guess, that you look for in basic skills when you're hiring somebody, even from a dental assistant who might not have gone to dental school or going on to college? What are you looking for within the person and their skills and their personality?
that's a great question. And I'll tell you, Gary, when I do career fairs, even when I wrap up a career fair, I always say, listen, all of you in this room, you may not go into the dental field, and that's okay, but I'm going to give you life advice because I'm also a mom. And my life advice would be, make sure you're building your resume up more than just with grades. What sets you apart from everybody else in the room? Anybody could be book smart, but how colorful is your resume? Do you volunteer in the community? Do you look to be an asset in your high school? Are there things in your high school that you participate with because you want to be a part of your class? You want to build that resume up. So when people come into our dental clinic, first of all, we take state insurances. So for us at UPD, it's important that we are hiring people that want to work with all walks of life, not just the wealthy, not just the private insurances. We service refugees, we service people with no insurance, we service the very low income. How do you come across? Are you willing to work with all different walks of life? People that may not speak English, we have to use translators. Are you open-minded? You can't be judgmental. So we're looking for that right fit. We want somebody that wants to work with us. So for example, I called up, this is back in the olden days before all the texting and social media. You know, when I came on board almost 18 years ago, I literally called Children's where Dr. Creighton worked. And I said, I know you take state insurance. I know who you service. I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of being in the community, doing education. You do so much. Give Kids a Smile Day. You help the dental students develop so many skills. How can I help? And he had heard of me. He knew who I worked for, and he hired me over the phone. And so he's always looking for that right person. You know, you don't just come to collect a paycheck. You know, are you going to answer your phone and your emails after hours? Possibly, because somebody calls me. It's a frantic parent. They have my cell number. It's a Sunday. Is Tracey going to answer her phone as a clinician and help this parent? Yes, I'm going to, even when I'm on vacation. And the reason I do it, I'm fiercely loyal to Dr. Creighton, Dr. Dion. They have been their family. I love my job. I feel blessed. And you know what? I'm going to help. That's my job. And sometimes a 2-minute phone call with a parent, it's about being a part. It's not just a job to me. I take it very serious. So my advice to this nice high school student that we have on right now, and to anybody else listening, is whatever you want to do, find your passion, but be your own advocate. Build your resume. Make yourself set apart from other people. Someone once told me, I know somebody applying to the UB Dental School. He has a 4.0 average. He'll certainly get in. And I said, well, guess what? If you're applying to dental school, everybody has the 4.0 average. They're already smart. Everybody's smart going to dental school, I can assure you. However, what makes you different? Why should they choose you? So
Yeah,
always back of your
I think also, you know, my advice to a high schooler would just be to do what's in your heart. I think that when you get interviewed by somebody, they know if you're doing it out of love and, you know, out of a need to fulfill yourself. I think Dr. Creighton hires people who are truly interested in healthcare and helping the community. I don't think I would be here if that wasn't the case. And people who are loyal too. I mean, Dr. Creighton is very good to us. If there's something wrong, you know, he's there for you, and he's, you know, flexible. And I really appreciate that. And I'm going to give my all to him because I know that we respect each other. So doing what you love, I think that's the most important thing.
And I sure hope what you guys set a really good example and exemplify what a practice should be. And I hope, and I'm sure that other practices have the same passion, but you guys really show it. The two of you show it very strongly. Tracey, can we go back? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I thought that was important to get across. But if we can start with the careers again, just briefly, and hit some of the highlights.
Yeah, so you got your dental assistant. Like I said, that's about a 1-year certification program. You want to do a little bit more school. That's when dental hygiene comes in. It's an associate degree, 2-year degree at ECC. And they also offer it at the Niagara Community College. That's just a little bit further, but you know, Williamsville for me was so much closer. I grew up in Cheektowaga. And then you've got dental school. So dental school is 4 years pre-med, or like a biology major, and then 4 years of dental school. And then after dental school, you go into some type of residency program based on what type of specialty you're considering. So an example would be if somebody says, well, I want to go to dental school and I want to be a pediatric dentist. And that's who Emma and I work for. We work for pediatric dentists, and it's a specialty field. So it's not a general dental office. A general dental office services all ages, birth through 100, whereas a pediatric practice, it specializes in kids, birth through college, you know, 21, 22-ish. And then we refer you out to a family dental office. But if you want to be a pediatric dentist, you have to go for a residency program, and you have to be accepted into that residency program, which is very, very difficult. You know, locally, we only take so many a year. So you could have 200 or 300 dentists across in the world applying for our pediatric residency program, and we may only take 12 or 14 a year. So it's a very competitive program, but it's an extra 2 years of teaching. We're teaching you the verbiage. How do you talk to children? How do you manage a child in the chair? What if you have a child with a disability? What are our options? IV sedation, oral sedation, nitrous oxide, laughing gas. Do we have to take them to the OR? So it's a very heavy concentration of an extra 2 years basically of in-house clinical skill testing. So these dentists come to us for 2 years. You know, we don't use words like needle. We use words like sleepy juice. You know, we're just going to put your tooth to sleep. It's all about body language, treating primary teeth, baby teeth. So there's all different residency programs in dentistry. You could be an orthodontist. That's an extra 4 to 6 years of training. You could be a root canal specialist. That's about an extra 3 years of dental school. You could be a general dentist. That's only an extra year of school. You could be an oral surgeon. That's a lot of extra school. And with an oral surgeon, you get your MD and you get your DDS. You get two full degrees. That's why it's so much schooling. But they're surgeons. They do more than just take out wisdom teeth. They're the person that, God forbid, you have a tumor in your jaw or in your sinus cavity. You know, these are big, serious things. So an oral surgeon has a lot of school. I believe that residency program is about an extra 6 years. So there's all different options. And I tell our students all the time, listen, if you want to be the boss applesauce and go for it and go to dental school, don't be scared by the number of years. Because if you talk to a dental student, they'll say, you know what, 8 years flew by. I can't believe I'm done. You take 1 year at a time. But there's, you know, and obvious salaries, they range, you know, depending on your school. The more school you have, the more income you will make. But dentistry is a great field. It's flexible. You can always find a dentist that works evenings and weekends. You can always find a dentist that doesn't. I have an orthodontist friend that later in life, she bought her own practice. And guess what? The practice she bought, she wanted to be a mom. She didn't want to be a business owner that was working 7 days a week. She bought a 3-day practice and she loves it. And the practice she bought, the patients were already used to, oh, she's only open 3 days a week. And so she can still balance being that mom, being that volunteer in school. So it's all about, you know, what you want to do. Do you want to work full time? Do you want to work part-time? Do you want to work per diem? A lot of options in dentistry.
I'm glad you brought that up, Tracey. The dental, the mom with the 3-day week practice, because that's one of the other things we kind of get into also talking about, that if you go into a career in a specific kind of position, whatever it might be, but then you might be interested in being a business owner and opening your own business and hiring your own employees. So that's another option in addition to the other career areas that you mentioned too.
Well, and Emma and I have spoken even about this. I mean, Emma and I are both still working remotely. Now, granted, the pandemic has affected things, but maybe I know Emma and I have had discussions prior to the pandemic. And, you know, from what Emma has told me, she has friends that is the new way of life, being able to work more remotely in different positions. I mean, obviously, if you're the clinician, you're in the practice working, but there are so many roles that even in our company, is Dr. Creighton going to keep some of us remotely? You know, is that the way the new directions are going for different careers? Is that a possibility? Do you agree, Emma?
Yeah, you know, you want to do something that fits with who you are as a person. You have things outside of your career that you do. You know, I love playing music and recording songs. I have a new puppy. I have 2 nephews and a niece on the way. You know, there's things that fulfill you that you want to do. And I think finding a job that works with who you are is is really important. And yeah, it is going that way, especially after the pandemic and before that too. People want flexibility. They want to know that work-life balance is there. And I think dentistry is a good field to be in. You know, we have front desk people that, I mean, they are the most important part of our practice. I think, you know, who you walk into the clinic and see are those front desk people. They handle all of the complaints from patients. They handle everything. So they need to be taken care of. And there's some of them that work part-time. There's some that work full-time. And dentistry is a good field to be in, especially, you know, if you're looking for that kind of lifestyle. You have to, if you want to be a dentist, you have to work very hard. But like Tracey says, it goes by so fast if you're doing school and learning and all of that, and it's well worth your time. You know, it's just really up to you. I mean, my uncle is a dentist. He's 45. He's already retired. So I mean, it just depends on your lifestyle.
Mhm. Great.
Yeah.
Well, what about the range of, and I don't know if either one of you can get into this, just kind of the range of pay in different positions, if you can address that a little bit. You know, we talked about, obviously anybody who goes in a particular career wants to hopefully follow their passion and be fulfilled in what they do. But there's also the, you know, what do I earn? How does that figure into this?
Yeah, I can tell you. So I can tell you more of the clinical portion if Emma
Right.
wants
Sure.
the
Yeah.
clerical. And for clinical, so if you were going to be a dental assistant, remember that's a certification and it's a 1-year program or less. You know, I mean, that pay is anywhere from maybe $18 to $20 an hour. So let's just use 20 as an easy number. So obviously if you were working, you know, 40 hours a week, that's 800 minus your taxes. You know, a dental assistant, can you feed a family of 4? Possibly not. However, it's definitely it's a reasonable income for the amount of certification and schooling you do. When you get up to the dental hygiene, there is a pretty significant difference. A full-time dental hygienist could be 65, 70,000 easy right out of the gate. You could be looking at anywhere from about 24 up till about $30, $32 an hour. And again,
Can I just say with that too, there's less than 200 dental, I do the recruiting for UPD. There's less than 200 dental hygienists in our area. So it's a job that, you know, we need people to be dental hygienists. So that gives way to how much we're paying you as well, because it's a rare field to be in.
It is. And when you think about it, their graduating class from ECC every year. I remember when I was a student, we only had 85 students. And I'll be honest, I know it's not much bigger than that. And that's saying that everybody graduates. So they're really not putting out a terribly high number of hygienists. So like Emma's saying, you know, if we have 1,000 dentists in Erie County, that's a lot of people trying to get the same, you know, hygienists that are graduating. So dental hygiene, yeah, you can make a very good living on dental hygiene, to say the least. And again, you can be part-time or full-time. And then, you know, obviously, are you getting benefits? Are you getting some type of 401k? Are you getting health insurance? Health insurance is atrociously expensive for a single person or a family plan. So if you're getting that as a benefit, you do have to count that as part of your income. Are you getting paid time off? Are you getting paid holidays? These are all perks that a dental hygienist can definitely get. And then dentistry, after 8 years of college, I'll just speak like as a general dentist. If you do your 1-year residency, you're looking at anywhere from 125 to 150,000 right out of the gate, you know, your starting salary and upwards. It depends on where are you practicing? Are you practicing in Buffalo? Are you practicing in New York City? Are you practicing in Long Island? What is the cost of living? And that'll also dictate, you know, salaries as well.
And if you're specialized as well, you're going to make more, especially, you know, if you're a pediatric dentist working in a pediatric facility, you're going to be making maybe upwards of 200, you know, so it just depends.
Okay. Well, great. Well, thank you both. I don't, as we kind of wrap up, I don't know if either of you may have any, closing comments or anything.
Yeah, I think, also in the dental field for me, I'm not a dentist. I'm not clinically trained. There's a lot more, like Tracey said, than just being a dental hygienist. We need accounting, billing, recruiting, marketing. I do the digital marketing stuff. So in healthcare, you need those kinds of people too. And, you can make a good living off of doing those kinds of things. So if you guys are interested in any of that, or in dental hygiene or being a dentist, feel free to reach out to us. I think we're here as a resource for you all.
Well, with that, and I'll get to Tracey in a second too. What's your website in case people want to look at and reach out to you too and to get more information?
So it's www.updwny.com. Yep, we have a bunch of information on there that you can see. We have all of our services. Some of our doctors are listed on there. So, yeah.
Great, thank you. Tracey, any closing comments?
Well, I will be a resource for all of the students that hear our voice and presentation today. I mean, and I do mean it. My phone number is 716-479-9740. My work email is T as in Tom, F as in Frank, E as in Edward, S as in Sam, T as in Tom at updwny.com. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me. If you are ever thinking you are going into a dental field, if you have questions, call me. I would love to talk to you. I'm here for you. I will support you. You can ask me any question you want. Nothing offends me. Like I said, I'm a mom. I want to help you guys. And whatever you do, I just wish you all well. And you can do anything that you want. You just have to try your hardest and just keep working at it, and you'll do wonderful in life. But just find your niche, find your passion. And I hope you can find somebody like Dr. Creighton and Dr. Dion, because I'll tell you, family is always first with them. And my job, actually, I work for family as far as I'm concerned. He's a great man. Dr. Dion's a great woman, and they've inspired me so much. And Em and I are so blessed to be working for somebody that really, they don't just care about the community, they care about their employees. And it speaks volumes that we've worked for them so long.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's very true, Tracey. Yeah.
Well, thank you both very much, Emma and Tracey, for your direction, your input, and your advice, and all the information that you provided. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure our students do also. And we've given the contact information. If anybody has any questions after that, they can reach out to me at the chamber office at www.eanycc.com. That's our website, and we have our contact information. That's our website, so you can get contact information from there too. But again, Tracey and Emma, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And our next presentation will be on Wednesday, April 6th at 9 a.m. And we hope you join us. And again, Tracey and Emma, thank you. And we truly appreciate your input today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Goodbye. Did our student have any questions before we log off? All set?
No, she looks good there. So, okay. I think she's all set with questions. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.